Hello there! This is Gaming here, back with a new upload. We're heading to Commodity House to continue on with the Archon Quest Part Act 1. Well, Inazuma Archon Quest Act 1 anyway. To meet Toma, he told us to meet us here.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Hold on. I guess I'm having a bit of lag. Yeah. Toma told us to meet us here, but I don't see him here right now. Where is he?
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
We're not the general public.
Wait! We're not the
We're
general
invited
public.
guests.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your
Snap
attire.
is a harsh word, you know. How do you know we didn't earn our way here?
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon means
Let's cut
to
straight
say
to the point.
is...
Here's our invitation letter for you.
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Why is Paimon being... What? I don't understand why sometimes Paimon is like this. Anyway, let's enter Komore Tea House. Yeah, I'm not sure why Paimon's... Why is Paimon suddenly so proud?
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Why is it on counter? Wait, what is it wearing? Ah!
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Why is the dog speaking in Toma's voice?
What? Is that dog talking to us?
What the...
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
Where did the human-looking Toma go?
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Okay, never mind, I did.
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the
I still
ordinary.
don't trust that Toma is that dog. I knew it.
Alright, I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the
Hey,
case
we
in
didn't
Rito.
take that long.
So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you
Really
arrived.
get to tease us like that.
But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary.
Really?
It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Can we get back on topic, please?
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
What did you mean by the courage to face the lightning? Because it feels kind of weird.
Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't
If
you?
you could say that.
Naturally, this is due to your
Oh, sorry.
A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
Oh, you mean Kazuha's friend. The one who died in the duel before the throne. Left behind the Master's vision.
Ah, so you've heard of his story.
Yeah, Kazuha was quite...
His light still burns all the more brightly.
So, will we be allowed to meet the Shirisagi Himikimi?
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Huh? Okay, if you say so. What, we exit this place again? Hold on, I want to take a look around before I leave. So the dog's name is Taromaru? Oh wait. Oh, this is where Toma came out from. Rami and Nikabuto. Is this Toma's stash? there are random people just walking around here. Ooh, what's that? There's food on the table. Wonder why.
What delicious tea.
Oh, free book. Sangonomiya Chronicles. Guess that's all we see in this place. Oh,
Interesting in the past.
owner of Komori Tea House. Can you understand me? Okay, have you met someone who smells like me before? Kinda strange. We're already quite here. I guess this is the statue of the omnipresent god. Quite a big statue. Big wings too.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Also, that's why the vision hunt degree visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the vision hunt degree are put into this
I can see
statue?
different colors: green, blue, yellow, dendro, hydro, geo.
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree.
Why did the Shogun issue the vision hunt decree?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their
All
own will.
unique, I see.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions,
Another
embedding
geo.
each one in this statue.
Hydro. I think that's a hydro.
And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
Hydro over there. I think there's a small hydro. Yeah, there's a lot of visions. How many visions did this statue take?
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
What's up?
Huh?
That's
Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is
what was
elsewhere.
that sound just now? Gave me a real headache. What was that?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
So many voices.
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
I
And
could
then
hear
what?
the sound of people's aspirations. What was that about? Why can't I
Aspirations?
hear them?
That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their
I
ambition.
see.
So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So a vision symbolizes ambition and not power?
All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Alright.
Finally!
Guess I'm meeting Ayaka. Oh, are we? Oh, got achievement from that. Oh, great. That's pretty far away, dang it. How much do I have to travel? Measure required distance. Yep. It's on the other side of the island! Gosh dang it. Guess I'm gonna teleport over. And then travel my way through Chinju Forest all the way to Kamisato Estate. Finally, we're here. Let's make this teleport with one because I know we'll be coming back here later again. So this is the Kamisato Estate. Unfortunately, it's raining right now, so ouch. So do we just enter? Guards not gonna stop us. Okay. In I go, guys.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Yeah, I guess it is hard to top the Jade Chamber where just one person lives in a giant floating palace in the sky. Dawn Warning is just a big mansion. Meh.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at?
No?
Oh, behind the screen?
I assume so, yes.
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
This is slightly anticlimactic.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Can just show the face.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
Sorry about this. I'm just kinda here to read the Raiden Shogun. I did not come to start rebellion on purpose. I cannot start an accident though. Sorry.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us
Apparently
nowhere.
the traveler wants to leave now.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go!
What?
I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my
Oh.
behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
The traveler listens while Kamisato Ayaka tells the story of the 3 visionless people.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon got that right?
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here.
I'll do as you wish. Kind of a tall order though, but yeah.
Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Okay. Guess we're leaving them behind here. Bye. Go to Konda village in fact. Oh,
Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cutting corners now, okay?
oh, I guess that means you won't be behind the screen if we actually went behind that. Guess we head back to Konda village. Again on the other side of Excuse me. Can I move my map, please? Come on. Let me move my map. There we go. Oh, is this the person we need to speak to? He's Ron. He's...
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Ponytail.
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Why am I on the other side of them now? It's always the cutscenes that push me around. Came from the teleport waypoint and just go wonk.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
What's happened?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
He's really important to the people of this village. Like, really important. Let's talk to the older gentleman here first. Can't talk to Tajima yet. So why the change?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
That's putting an understatement from what the lady told us.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
You've lived here for a long time. 30 years. Everyone depends on you here.
True. But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time?
What?
I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone.
Serious?
In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding
I don't
back.
think it's that easy.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to
This guy
remember.
just seems shocked.
Oh, yes, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Oh, that's all well and good. Oh, it just got located. How though? Let me guess. Elemental site. Wait, I see something. A log and a lavender lemon. I guess that's one part of it.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have
Sorry for
here.
intruding.
Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab.
Kids.
I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life.
Nothing more.
Huh? Wait!
Oh.
There's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession.
That seems something interesting.
Now that's the kind of info we're looking for! Time to pay a visit to
Thankfully,
the
it's not
shrine!
that far away. In fact, the camera isn't panning to it. That's the shrine we need. Just need to head through this. Okay. You said that Omamori. Sorry, what's that? Examine marks.
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about.
Oh, what is that?
Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a
Maybe he
child.
got it when he was a
But
child.
anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Maybe. Guess it's now time to use elemental sight. But do we... Oh, never mind. I thought we need to bring it back to Tejima. There we go. Bit of trace. Anything else here? Ah, wait. Is there something wrong? Check. Ah! Yeah, now a place to check and dig out.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these
Good idea.
years?
Let's check again.
Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a
Sorry
look.
for the disturbance. It's kind of rude, but we needed to save this guy's ideals.
It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so
If we
familiar.
become separated,
Where is that place again?
it's here. If we become separated during the war, go wait for me in Konda village.
Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone.
Yeah, I guess it is.
But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
So we return to him his diary, his omamori, if that's how it's pronounced, and this letter, this very old letter. 3 items, huh? Wait, where is he? Oh! Why he moved from the front of his house, from, well, the front path to...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Does that make you feel sad that this happened to you?
No, not especially.
Really?
After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy
So
dream.
do you still plan on leaving?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her?
Yes, I believe that's the most
When I think
tragic
about it
thing.
like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart.
So he is without his vision?
How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing.
This is what happens when you lose your vision?
Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here.
You're welcome.
I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Yeah. Losing a reason to feel sad is maybe
Since it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we?
kind of a temporary solution, but yeah, I guess.
Let's go find the next person.
So this is what a vision can do to or the lack of one can do
According
to
to
a
Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Which is even more surprising. I thought the people that are carrying out the Vision Hunt decree would be exempt from it. Apparently not for this guy. Maybe that's up to him. He's being confronted by a few villagers, I see. For what reason? Don't know.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree.
Yeah, that's the point. Have they loaded now? I think they have.
But why would they take action against one of
That's
their
the
own?
question here.
Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryo Commission will hear of this!
Emergency provisions. Ha! Like emergency food.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
Who?
What? We just happened to be passing
Do I look
by.
like an Inazuma
We
citizen
heard
to
the
you?
commotion and came to see what the
I
matter
kind of
was.
look like an Outlander
I
here.
see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's no point getting just one side of the story, you gotta ask both. This guy doesn't seem to remember ever giving out provisions. So...
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am
so
today?
You're poor, huh? And yet you're still...
My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
Hold on, before you leave, we heard that you lost your vision recently?
And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my vision.
Seriously?
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details.
Again?
All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency
I
provisions?
suspect it is.
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have
Hold
found
on,
them.
how did the treasure hoarders get this close to the city
He
and
seems
radio
to be
house?
telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Guess we're using elemental sight again. But seriously, visions cause amnesia now? I think it's related to the forgetting of their ambition or whatever. But seriously, what was this guy doing with those emergency provisions that now he forgets about? Why were those emergency provisions linked to his ambition? Is the question. Wait, are these the guys? I suppose they are. Why are they just so close to the city? Hello? What's the Shogun's army doing? Are they not chasing these treasure hoarders out? It's kind of stupid.
We really outdid ourselves this time.
Hello? Can you load, please? God dang it! What am I getting now?
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in Hoarder history.
Sorry, buddy. Not if you have anything
You
to say
demand,
about
boss.
it.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a
Oh,
lesson.
sorry. Time to beat you up and drag you back to the commission. Bye bye. Yeah, have a lightning blade.
Here!
I got careless.
You're toast!
Get roasted by a burning tornado. Too easy. How did these guys even just raid the shoguns up? The samurai.
There goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Don't even try it.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Forget it. What is you looted the Kurosawa?
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that
Wait,
place.
why?
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got
And
back.
now you can show it to us.
But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
That's not a...
You've got a deal. Now show us
What
what's
the,
in the box.
what the heck? Paimon, that is not a good deal.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Seriously?
Yeah, a lot of them
So
too.
this is what he meant by
And they all seem to be
someone
made
owing
out
himself.
to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of more
Seriously?
here. We better to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
I still say we should have rounded it
So-
up and...
We redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Hell no.
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Those guys should pay for their crimes. Whatever. At least we proved that that Kurosawa guy actually doesn't have money. Instead, he has IOUs and a ton of them at that. No wonder he says someone... Wait, someone owes him stuff? Or was it he owes someone stuff? Sorry, I got confused on that. Anyway, let's go show those two people that are pestering him about those IOUs or what. What? Oh, sorry. I guess we're gonna ask that general goods store lady first instead. That's gonna be a bit of a trouble. I'm out of stamina again. I'm just gonna have to make my way up the stairs. Please have less lag, dang it. I wonder what you'll have to say about this bunch of IOUs and that's a box too? And they say his house was also empty except
Welcome
for that
to
box.
Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
About these IOUs?
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
His debts?
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from.
Do we have that money to pay off his debts?
How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's where the emergency
That's how he was
provisions
getting
came
those
from.
emergency provisions.
And those guys are still
But why
blaming
did
him
he
for
have to
withholding
purchase
them.
a usual amount? If the price is increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense.
And he's getting
No
blamed
one
for
ever
it.
appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
Not another sad stop story.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice.
And he forgot all of this because
If
of
you
his...
ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course,
True.
I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed.
Even to anyone know.
As for
And yet,
why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
unfortunately, he doesn't remember because of
I
the Vision Hunt
see.
decree, dang it.
That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most
Yes.
unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Hold on. Okay, this is significant. What sword?
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've
Oh,
asked
great,
him about
come
its
on.
origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell.
I see,
In
family heavy.
hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for.
Oh, maybe
but
he's also
before
forgotten
you
that too.
go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
Gosh dang it!
But we didn't buy anything.
Let me guess, we bought our time.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
Oh,
Don't
never
worry,
mind, that too.
I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Fine, it's like a
At
choice
least we now
anyway.
know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
More like, I don't think it's recall, more like, get reminded of? It's hard, it's really hard to tell with all this vision amnesia, like, what the heck? Why is this a thing? Are you kidding me? Why do confiscating visions cause amnesia? Because it's the loss of their ambition. But their ambition can cause amnesia? I'm so confused. Why does this have to happen? Is he still being confronted? Oh no, he just sent it aside. Wait, oh, he's at the cooking pot? Oh, okay. Weird.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left.
Oh,
It turned
great.
out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
Wait,
Did you
hold on.
manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Actually, it's a longer story than that.
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Now if you go
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me. I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
The sword. Mind if we have a look? Is that the valuable blade
And this
that
sword
Aaron mentioned?
was once wielded by my father.
Ah.
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
And then blank.
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt.
Oh?
Can you recognize the words?
Oh, the words are virtue and justice.
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up.
They blame you anyway. Truly a thankless job.
The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we
Yeah,
get
no
the
shit.
chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses.
Ah, yeah,
In any
good point.
case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Losing a vision is really no trifling matter.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go
just have
find the
glowing
next
lights on
poor
my
soul.
clothing and stuff. Like seriously, all that work and just all the work and buying stuff and IOUs and just take one vision. Oh, everything gone. Bye. There goes your memory. There goes your motivations for basically everything. Now you just go through the motions like robot, like that, right? Is that how you're supposed to see it? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's really like seriously. That visions are that important. You lose them, you lose your. Well, you lose your ambition. I think that's the point of this quest anyway. Dang. What are we supposed to do though? Oh.